What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time stopping in, don't forget to go down below and hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Like you guys saw by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be working on the wheels today, finally getting rid of that curb rash because it's been driving me nuts, and I haven't been taking the truck out much because of it, because I don't want people, it's just not a good look. So, and also, I got the shop light installed, so we finally have a nice, good lighting underneath here. It looks so much better. You can actually see everything going on. You can see all the supplies we have for today. So the old light was just a single bulb like this one right here, which I'm going to replace this one too. And then I replaced it with a 48-inch LED shop light. And then I think I'm going to put a third one back here too, so that way it just lights up this whole side of the garage so you don't have any problems with lighting. Although that Milwaukee light is awesome, I don't have to use it for lighting in the garage anymore. Alright, so here's all the supplies I got for today's video. Quite a bit of stuff. A little bit of overkill, but that's okay. So I went to Harbor Freight, picked up some tire iron, so that way I haven't decided if I'm gonna end up taking the tire off when I do this, because I'm gonna end up painting the wheels as well, which you guys will see in the next video. But if anything, I got those tire irons because I can use them to help mount up the tires on the new wheels, which I'm probably gonna end up doing because why not? It'll be fun and it'll give me some content. All right, then next up we got Scotch-Brite pads for cleaning the wheels, which you guys will see here in a minute. These ones are non-scratch. I picked them both up just because, but like I said, I'm gonna be painting them, so it doesn't really matter. And then right here we got a sanding block, and our sanding paper we got 80, 320, and 600. Metal reinforced Bondo for those really deep gouges. Just some spreaders. We got some glazing putty here. I picked up a sander just in case. And I also picked up some Bondo gray filler primer for filling in any tiny little imperfections. And then also it'll be a primer for any of the raw surfaces before we paint it. And then we got some rubbing alcohol and of course brake cleaner. You can never have enough brake cleaner. Let's hop outside though and get those wheels and tires pulled off. I'm gonna throw my old wheels and tires on the truck so that way it's not sitting on jack stands looking like someone came and repoed my wheels. So here's the old wheels and tires if you guys haven't seen them. They're just a 35 on a 20-inch moto metal, nothing special. But here's the curb rash if you guys haven't seen it. Pretty bad. I'll show you better inside. But I'm gonna pull the wheels off, and I have a locking lug on each wheel, that way they can't be stolen. And I was like, oh, where the hell is that special tool at? But luckily I keep it in the glove box, so I'd highly recommend if you guys have locking lugs on your wheels, throw the tool inside the glove box. Not only in case you have to pull it off in an emergency, it's inside, but it just, so that way you don't lose it. Just a good place to put it. To each their own. That's the new style. 35s in the front, 37s in the back. Dang. See, what I did here was instead of finishing the lift in the back, I just put smaller tires in the front to equal it out. So now it sits level. All right, before you guys go down in the comments and drop, oh, you didn't torque those to spec. Well, one, I'm not driving the truck anywhere. I actually only have 7 lugs on there, so if you want to comment something, just put 7 lugs. Here, I'll show you. See, one missing. I didn't want to throw the lock one back on there, which is fine because the truck's not going anywhere. And if I do decide to take it anywhere, I'll torque them down to spec, but you're not going to see me driving around town with these little tiny things on. Alright, so we got the backs on, we got the fronts on. Truck's looking old and weird again. I like the less tire, more meat, which is what I want to do on the new setup. But these wheels and tires, not a fan. Alright, so I got the tires sitting right here. I put a canopy up, that way I can work under the shakes. It's kind of hot today. The front ones, this is front driver side, passenger side, fronts and backs. Yeah, I would mark the tires, right front, left back, blah, blah. But these wheels and tires have less than 500 miles on. I haven't driven them much on this setup, so there's really no point in trying to keep them in order. So this is probably the worst wheel here, which is the front passenger side where I curbed it on my birthday last year. And the other ones aren't terrible. I can really just probably sand them out like this right here. Probably it'll sand out. And then let's see. Yeah, the other ones are just really small, tiny little marks, nothing too crazy. Pretty much everything should sand out on all of them but that one. I think that one's gonna be, obviously it's the worst one, so it'll be the most work. And we're gonna have to try to fill these in and then sand them down. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the hose and start washing them up, and I'm gonna pull the center caps off. And then as far as these ring goes, there's a white ring around here with a million screws. I was thinking about just leaving it in there and just painting them all completely one color, because I'm gonna end up going with a plasti dip so that we can just take it off later and then end up actually painting them if I want to. I just don't want to spend money on paint right now and all that prep and all that work. Not really. I mean, I'm changing the wheels up, so there's no point in doing that. I just want to make them look better than what they are now. So let me know if you guys want me to pull that ring out and maybe paint that like a different color, or if I should just leave it. I mean, it'd be less work to just leave it, obviously, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to pull that ring out and do it a different color. But I'm gonna grab the hose real quick, and I'm gonna use some soapy water, degreaser, brake clean if I need to. I got the Scotch-Brite pads. Just I want to get all the grease off of them and all the grime on the front and the backs, so that way when I'm doing the Bondo, we don't have any grease mixing in, and that way the Bondo's not sticking correctly and all that stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the supplies, and we'll get these cleaned up and then move on to the next step. All right, so I'm about to get started working on the first wheel here. I filled up a bucket right now with some soap and also a brush to go ahead and clean in between all the spokes here. And then I got a squirt bottle with some warm soapy water to help with the grease. I got the Scotch-Brite pad if I need it, and I'm gonna use some microfibers to go ahead and just clean every part of the wheel. Like I said, I might take this ring off. I'm not sure yet. Let me know in the comments down below if I should paint that a different color. And then the center caps I'll go over once I get these wheels clean. You guys will see. I'll talk about those. But like I said, I'm gonna clean both sides of the wheel. So I'll clean this side, flip it over, clean the other side, rinse it off, let it dry completely out here in the sun. Nice 82-degree day. A little hot to be doing this. Like I said, that's why I got the canopy up to help me out. But we're gonna get started on cleaning these wheels here and get them fixed. So we got one wheel completely cleaned. I got the front side and the back side completely clean. And then when I laid the front side down, finished the back side, I picked it up and then re-cleaned the front side because the lip was laying on the grass. But now I'm gonna let this dry completely. And then I'm gonna go and get the other three done. And then we'll start, once these dry, I'll end up taking them inside, giving them another wipe down, that way they're completely clean. And then we'll start working on fixing all the curb rash. Octane wanted to say hi. Say hi, Octane. Say hi to the people. Alright, so one thing I forgot to go over was wheel weights on the cleaning process. Some of my wheels didn't have any, which we'll go over in another video. But the last one I had to take off 2. This one's already missing 1 right here, as you can see. So I'm going to take off these 4 and these top 2. And then I'm just using a flathead inside of a towel. And I'm painting the wheels, so I'm not really too worried if I do scratch them. And then for the adhesive, I'm just using a Goo Gone and then washing the wheel afterwards. But I just want to let you guys know that. Alright, so sorry about the wind, it's picking up. Like I told you, it's crazy around here, but I just finished up the last wheel and let them dry like this. And then I'll go ahead and flip them around so that way all the water sitting in the front right here will go ahead and flow out of the wheel to completely dry. But one thing I wanted to mention was, sorry my camera battery died, but one thing I was saying was I am going to leave the tires on because only one of the wheels is really that bad. So I clean around the lip really good, and I am going to end up cleaning these again after we sand and everything, so don't worry, this is not the only time they're going to be cleaned. This is just like a first deep clean. And like I was saying, the ring around it, let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to paint it the same color as the wheel, or if I should do a different color, because the K that's in the center cap, I'm going to do a different color. So the center cap itself will be the color of the wheel, and then the K in the middle will be a different color. So let me know if you guys want me to do that the same color as the ring, or if I should leave the ring the same color. But I'm gonna grab lunch while these guys are drying up completely, and then once they're done, we'll go ahead and roll them into the shop and start the sanding process. All right, so the wheels are all dry. I got them inside. I'm gonna go through with my 80 grit first on the wheels that aren't that bad. I'm gonna save the worst one for last. And I'm gonna go through and knock down all the curb rash, which on this one, it's just that spot. And there's a little spot right here. And then this one's really not bad at all. There's just one little tiny scuff right there. And then same with this one, just one little scuff right there. And then, like I said, this one's the worst. We'll do that one last. Alright, so I just finished sanding up this first part, and you can see there's two little pits right there, which I'll use some spot putty to fill those. But other than that, this one's perfect. Now I'm going to work on this little spot right here, and then we'll get working on the other wheels. So it's been about 45 minutes. I spent about 15 minutes per wheel so far. I got 3 of them done. I got one left, which is the worst one, which we're about to start here, but I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. So here's one I just finished up. Even if there wasn't damage in certain spots, I just kind of went around the whole entire lip and sanded it all smooth. But let's see, here's a spot right here, and you probably can't even tell that there was damage there. It looks so good, and it's super smooth. If I close my eyes, I don't feel anything all the way around. And then you can see this one too. Spots like here, all nice and smooth. There's a spot up here, which luckily it didn't mess it up. Although I thought about filling this in with Bondo as well. But all the way around nice and smooth, and same with this one. I actually ended up letting, I took the valve cores out of this one, and was gonna see if I could de-bead it to set it back a little more to be able to work on the edge a little more, but it didn't want to, so now I gotta throw the valve cores back in and pump that baby back up once we're done. But enough talking. I am gonna get this one out of the way and lay this one down, and we're gonna start working on this one, which I can tell you it's gonna take, I wanna say, half hour to 45 minutes just on this one alone, because it's got really deep gouges. I mean, ugh. I got this one good. So let's get working on it. Alright, so what I'm doing here is sanding down the wheel. You can see this is what before it looks like, and this is after you start sanding, and you can see like these little pits inside the wheel, and that's just dirt inside. So what I'm doing is I'm sanding it down completely until it'll look like this. I'll show you on this wheel right here. Honey, if you want to come over here, you can see like right here would be equivalent to the same thing. Before, well, this is after, but nice and smooth. So just putting in time on this wheel here. Like I said, it's the worst one, but fun stuff. I ended up using some 60 grit too because of how bad this stuff is. And I'm also being careful because, like I said, I left the tire on. So what I'm doing is using my fingers like this and keeping it away from the tire and just going like around like here. Definitely takes time. The sander would be a lot easier, but getting the job done. So
Sounds like it.
Alright, so I just tried up the fourth and the final wheel. Took me about 40 minutes. I ended up throwing a glove on because it, using the sandpaper, ended up rubbing my thumb a little raw. So if you're going to do this, I'd recommend throwing a glove on so you don't rub your finger raw. But here's what we got. You can see the top side where it wasn't too bad. And then down here, like you guys saw a moment ago, nice and clean. And there's just a couple spots here, which it looks like there's still dirt in there. But it's all cleaned out and sanded down. And so tomorrow, since it is 8:45 and I still haven't eaten dinner, I'm gonna clean all this up, and when I get home from work tomorrow, I'm gonna wipe everything down, and then we'll throw some metal reinforced Bondo on this wheel because it was the worst one. Just as a couple of little gouges like I showed you. We'll just go ahead and put some on there, let it dry for 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll come back through here and sand all these. We'll sand it all flat, and it'll get rid of all these little pits in the wheel right here. But looking a lot better. I've got maybe 3-4 hours in bed and start till 3 o'clock, and I took multiple breaks. So nothing crazy, not a lot of time into this so far. Was a little bit nervous going into this, but now that I've gotten this far, I'm feeling a lot better. Excited to use that metal reinforced Bondo. I haven't used that before, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow when I get home from work. Alright guys, so what I'm doing is just sanding down the part of the lip where the wheel's all messed up, which you can see here, like the big gashes. So we have to have complete bare metal in order for the metal reinforced Bondo to stick. So I'm just completely sanding down to bare metal any really bad curb rash, which is really just this part of the wheel right here, and I kind of want a little extra just to see. And then on this other wheel here, there's one little spot right over here, which I'm going to get. It's really tiny. you might, it's right in here. I might end up just using some spot putty on it, but I'm still gonna sand it down to bare metal. And then the other ones, pretty much they were just, everything got sanded down. There was no pitting or anything like that in the wheel. Like little tiny dings of curb rash. So luckily I got those all sanded out on these two wheels. So I'm gonna continue doing a little bit more sanding on this wheel here, and then do a little bit on this wheel. And then I'm gonna go through, blow them off, which you guys will see here in a minute, with some air, and clean them off with rubbing alcohol. And then we're gonna start applying some Bondo. And I think that's as far as we're gonna get in this video, because I'm already, God, 2 days in. Yesterday kind of got wasted because I had a long day at work, and life's just been hectic lately. So I think we're gonna get some Bondo on these wheels, wrap it up, and then in the next video, we'll sand them down, get the second coat of Bondo on if we need it, and then do the spot putty, sand that down, and then we'll get to paint. Which, let me know in the comments down below what color you guys think I'm going to go with. I don't think anyone's going to guess it, but we'll see. It's going to be different. It's going to be crazy, but I want to do it on these wheels because you guys already know I got the new ones in the sitting in the back right here. I'm still waiting on tires, but I want to do something crazy with these wheels. So drop a comment what color you guys think I went with. So like you guys just saw, I used compressed air to blow off all the dust on the wheels, and I used rubbing alcohol to clean off the lips of the wheels really good. I didn't clean the barrel or anything because I'm not going to paint them today, so I just want to make sure the lips are clean. And I used a paper towel and wiped them down until nothing was left on the paper towel. And so now I'm going to get ready for some Bondo. Only time I've used Bondo is at work on metal doors with like dents. I've used regular Bondo filling those dents. So I got some, used an old Chemical Guys car wash thing, and I cut out the back of it because it says not to use anything porous. So I got some plastic here and a spreader tool, and I got a thumbtack so that way I can poke a hole in the hardener. And it says for 3 inches, half an inch thick, 35 drops. I'm gonna do probably about half that, or maybe even a quarter of that, because I really don't need much. Like you guys saw, I was really just about on one wheel, but I'm gonna get mixing this up. Alright, so I don't know how well you guys just saw that because I set the camera up and then I couldn't really move it because I had gloves on and they were full of Bondo. I ended up kind of using my fingers to sculpt around like the edge of the lip because that's the only part that was really that bad. And it kind of started drying on me, and I kind of worked a spot that I probably shouldn't have touched and should have let it dry, but that's okay because we'll sand it down. And if I need to, I'll hit it again and then sand it down, but it'll be good to go. But here's what we got. As you can see, once this thing focuses here, takes a second with this bright light. So like you can see, I spread the Bondo out and then I built it up on the edge and kind of used my fingers to re-sculpt the edge of it where it got really bad curb rash. And same on this side, and you can kind of see right here where it started drying on me, and I shouldn't have touched it, but I did, like I said. So I'll just sand, once it gets dry, I'll sand it all down and probably end up having to hit that spot again because I think I messed it up and I don't think it adhered correctly. But with that being said, that's going to be a wrap on today's video. It took a little bit longer than I initially anticipated, but that's okay. It's my first time ever doing wheels, so I knew it was going to take a little bit longer, and I want to make sure it gets done right. Next video, we'll sand that down. I'll fix that spot if I need to. I'll spot putty all the little tiny spots. We'll sand that down, and then we'll get them ready for paint. Like I said, drop a comment down below what color you guys think I went with. Definitely something different, and it's going to stand out. And also, if you guys have any tips for me, drop them in the comments down below. I love hearing what you guys have to say. All the feedback is awesome, and any tips you guys have, as I'm sure there's definitely some professional bodywork and paint people out there. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go down below, hit that subscribe button. If you have any comments, drop them down below. I'll get back to all of them. And make sure you guys are following me on Instagram too. It's the same channel, Never Satisfied 24V. I've been posting a lot of teasers on there lately about upcoming projects and also behind the scenes of stuff I'm doing here that you guys wouldn't see in the video. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next upload.